Well, good evening, everybody. Happy Friday Eve. Excuse me. Just sneezing into the live. Welcome to the Mamapreneur podcast. I am your amazingly fabulous hostess in her blue and gold, Robin. It is Founders Day. Founders Day month. Founders Day was yesterday. For the best sorority on this side of Mississippi, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. So I have to represent today. I have my blue, and you can't really see my nails at the moment, my blue and gold nails, and I had to have my hat with my shirt. And Kesha just knew to put a little blue on the screen, honey. You know, have to represent. So, yeah. Welcome to tonight's episode. And oh my gosh, you guys are in for an amazing treat. So number one, today's episode is episode 99, Kesha. Can you believe it, sister? Episode 99 of the Mamapreneur podcast. I always give her flowers every episode. CEO Power Team, Kesha LaShawn. She is my right-hand gal. And so I am just very grateful for you and 99 episodes, child. Oh my gosh. All right. So welcome to tonight's episode. If this is your first time being with us tonight, welcome. We're a wild bunch here at the Mamapreneur podcast, but we're a lot of fun. So buckle up. It's going to be fun. Tonight's episode, I like to call it a nice big old pot of gumbo. We have so many talented, amazing women. Everybody is from all over the country. I have one person from DFW. The rest of the ladies are not from here. You'll get to hear where they're from once they come on camera. And so just get ready, get your pen, your paper ready, your notes section, because these ladies are going to be dropping some true gems tonight. And I cannot wait for you to hear all about them, their journeys, their stories, their why, who they serve, and why you should know who they are and support them after this episode. All right. All right. So I give the audience some marching orders every time before I get started. So number one, get ready for the show. So number one, share the live broadcast. I don't care where you're tuning in from. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Make sure you share the live broadcast or the replay and give me a hashtag replay in the chat. Okay. Then, Kesha already got it on screen. I want you to type in the comments where you're tuning in from. We have people that watch this show from all over the world. And so I always like to see who's watching. Who all gonna be there? All right. So who's watching us tonight? Let us know in the chat. Okay. And if you are a business owner in the audience right now, I want you to tag your business information in the chat, whether it's your social media, it's your website. My platform is about all things networking, but no one is going to know what you do until you talk about it. So let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from. If you have a business, put your business info in the chat. Hey, Jackie O, glad that you're here with us tonight. And share tonight's broadcast. You never know who this episode may bless until you share it. All right. So I know I just gave y'all a lot of homework. Like I'm a teacher, homework at once. Then this is an interactive podcast. I'm going to be talking to some great women and we're going to have all kind of discussion. But I want you guys to talk to us in the comments. So if you have a question for any of the guests tonight, type that question in the chat. If you are agreeing with something we're saying, you like my hat, I'll have many. You want to type that in the chat. Type you like my hat in the chat. Type you like whatever someone is saying in the chat. Be the true hallelujah corner in the chat. Feel free. All right. Support these ladies today. Don't just watch them. Support them. Agree with what they're saying. Say how beautiful they are. Whatever that looks like. Type it in the chat so the ladies will know and feel the love. Okay. All right. So I got a few things before I get to my first guest. Make sure you're subscribed to the Mamapreneur Podcast YouTube channel. So if you're watching me right now on my YouTube channel, make sure you press subscribe. And for those who are not watching us live on or the replay on YouTube, make sure you hop over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. All right. All right. Next, if you are a woman-owned business and you are seeking community, and whether you're a business owner, aspiring business owner, you support the show, all the things, and you're a woman, because this group is for the ladies. I have a group called the Mamapreneur Tribe. The Mamapreneur Tribe, January will be 4 years that it's been around. I have events every month, webinars for the tribe. I host retreats for the tribe. My retreat, still got a few spots open for my retreat cruise in 2026. So if you want to know more about that, holla at a player. I got answers. All right. So Mamapreneur Tribe on Facebook. Submit your request to join, and I will accept it. As long as it ain't nothing spammy, you can post in the group. I don't really have any complaints there. All right. So Mamapreneur Tribe on Facebook for my women and moms from anywhere in the world, and you're seeking community, and it's authentic, genuine community. Okay. All right. And if you're watching right now and you're in the Mamapreneur Tribe, give me a Mamapreneur Tribe in the chat. Show us and represent the tribe in the chat. All right. For my women-owned businesses from anywhere in the world, I am now booking guest spots for 2026. We're booking for April through December of 2026. All right. So if you are serious about getting your brand out there, you're serious about investing in yourself, you're going to get the return on your investment for being on this platform due to the credibility that this show has brought. In April will be 5 years this show has been around. So women-owned businesses, mom-owned businesses, you want to get your brand out there to new eyes and ears. Link has been posted on screen. Make sure you reach out to me directly through Calendly so we can have a chat and see how you can get on this stage like these ladies are on tonight. All right. Lastly, before I get to my guest, I have 2 upcoming events coming up in the month of November for my Dallas-Fort Worth peeps. So for my male and female real estate professionals, you can be a realtor, it can be residential, it can be commercial, you can be in title, insurance, photographer, financial services, appraiser. I'm just naming some professions right now. Credit repair, notary. I am hosting with my friend Misha Miller. This is our 3rd quarterly event. Coffee, Kicks, and Connections, real estate networking mixer in Fort Worth on this upcoming Saturday. Tickets are still on sale until tomorrow. So a great opportunity to come and meet people in the industry. You got to have that network in real estate. It is such a wide profession. Real estate attorneys. I'm, naming off stuff now, but yes, this upcoming Saturday, get in the room. True connection happens when you're in the room. That goes for my real estate professionals as well. We've had 2 of these events. They've been amazing, and it's been cool to meet people that do different things. And then the people that are in the room are the exact people they need to connect with. I always hear that feedback. So link is posted above. Coffee, Kicks, and Connections. Get in the room this Saturday, 9 to 12. Hope to see you there. All right. And lastly, another collaboration I'm doing with 2 ladies, Coach Sharice and Coach Danielle. We are hosting the 2nd annual Mingle and Motivate Networking Mixer next Saturday, November 22nd in Frisco, Texas. an afternoon of transformation. It is going to be amazing. We're going to send you home with some actionable items. We got a guy that's going to be cooking some Cajun food. I am ready to eat. We have a mixologist. She coming in, child. She's going to do some signature drinks. And we're going to actionable items to help you reach those goals. And the year is not even up yet. Mingle and Motivate, November 22nd from 12 to 4, Frisco, Texas. Registration is required. No tickets will be sold at the door. So click that link and let's see you there. See you in the room. All right. All right. My first guest. I love the power of being in the room, being in certain rooms, being in community. I met Asia while being a part of a cohort at the beginning of the year. And Asia was actually one of the speakers in the cohort. And it was good to connect with her. And I invited her to come onto the show. And she was, gung-ho. So Asia Wright, founder and principal attorney of the Right Choice Firm, a Dallas-based virtual corporate law practice, say that twice, helping entrepreneurs and growing businesses move from legal confusion to clarity and confidence. With experience as a Deloitte auditor and a former AmLaw 200 merger and acquisitions associate. Come on, child. Asia blends deep business insight with strategic legal guidance. She's passionate about equipping founders with the knowledge and tools to build solid, scalable companies. And she does it with authenticity, precision, and heart. So, are y'all ready to hear about the right choice? Her name is Asia Wright of the Right Choice Firm. Bring her on up now. Come on, Asia.
Hello.
Hello, Asia.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And do you see the smile? The smile, she just wants you should sign up today. Just smile. Just saying. Welcome to the Mamapreneur podcast, Asia. I'm so glad that you're here. It feels like I've known you much longer than what it really is.
Yeah, when you said earlier this year, I was like, wow, it hasn't even been a full year yet. That's right.
No, that's crazy. Yeah, that was January through April.
Yeah.
We've done a lot since then.
We have done a lot since then. We are busy people. We are busy women.
We are very busy people. So, Angel, Asia, you Angel today. That's your alias. So, tell the people what made you want to specialize in helping founders, especially small businesses, people that are just kind of getting started. What made you want to kind of specialize in that?
Yeah, of course. As you mentioned, I have a background in Deloitte and working at a big law firm. So I worked with a lot of large companies. And I just realized how often smaller businesses, especially in our communities, are overlooked. And so when making the decision of whether or not I wanted to start my own firm or continue going into someone else's firm, private practice, the big law atmosphere, I decided that this is where my service is. This is where I'm called. My volunteer hours are me giving back through the legal practice. And I've seen that I'm really able to make a difference by taking that big law, big corporate experience and strategically niching down to small businesses. So it's been a wonderful decision. I'm so glad that I did it.
I bet. And you can kind of, when it's yours, you can do whatever you want pretty much. You don't have to ask, hey, can I specialize in that?
Exactly.
You know what you want to specialize in and you just go for it. And you know who you want to, not only just your specialization, but because you can still break that down. And so who you want to work with, all the fun of that. So now, are you just licensed in Texas? I have to ask this question because we have people from everywhere that watch.
Yes, I am just licensed in Texas. However, I have clients all over the country. I found a way to build connections that allows me to help my clients wherever they are in the United States.
Love that. Okay. I asked that question for a reason. Okay. All right. So, my big question to you is, what is something that you're seeing with business owners right now that they're kind of struggling with? What is an ongoing trend right now that you're seeing?
The biggest trend that I see right now is with trademark protection. I have people that are waiting to decide whether or not they want to trademark. And when they come to me, I've had some tears in my office where their brand name is already infringing on someone's trademark. Now, what does that mean? Right. So we're familiar with trademarking. That means that you protect your brand, but there are different ways that you can trademark your name or in different classes. And the test is not only does someone have your exact same name trademark, it's whether or not someone has a similar name to you. So a recent example is I was about to embark on a trademark application for a client, and we do a preliminary search just to make sure that we're not wasting each other's time on a call. But then afterwards, the first step is to do an in-depth name availability search. So I go through the test of confusingly similar, and that is a legal test to make sure that no other brand can be confused with her brand. And through that test, I found another brand that sold the exact same product with a name that was one letter different, and it sounded the exact same. And they had trademarked their name earlier in March and filed it last year. And she had been thinking about trademarking for years. So if she had done it when she thought about it, she would have been first. But unfortunately, now she has to go through a complete rebrand because she is infringing on their trademark. And they might not, whoever has that trademark protection may not file suit or send you a notice that's saying, hey, you need to stop immediately. They might wait until you glow up and get big. And then
that's her name.
Exactly. So then they'll come and they'll sue you for all of that goodwill. So that's the biggest thing that
I'm seeing. Then there's multiple types of trademarks. So you have it like someone can get theirs like the state version, which I don't really quite agree with. You just need to go ahead and just across the board.
I agree. The federal protection is always best because it's nationwide. The buck stops there. However, I do have some clients that are solely committed to just practicing in their municipal. And so if they don't want anyone else to compete with them in the state, that's a good option. It's also cost effective. But I agree with you. Federal is the best way to go.
Just
if you're going to do it right.
Because you don't know if you may blow up, like you just said, and then somebody come and rain on that parade, be like,
100%.
My name is the Right Choice Law Firm. You better get my name back. So for you going into your private practice, what was that process like? So you've gone through working for the bigger firms, things like that, Deloitte, which I'm very familiar with Deloitte, and then saying, hey, I want to go ahead and go independent. Talk about that process and something a piece of advice you give somebody right now that may be an attorney.
Yes. The biggest shift was mindset. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little conceited. I've worked at Deloitte. I worked at Big Law. I've done all these things. My resume is boo, boo, boo. I was like, I can run a business. Let me tell you, it's a lot that you don't know until you start doing things and figuring out, oh, I'm missing some pieces. I don't know how to do this. I have never developed SOPs because that has never been in my job. Right. So even as an auditor, I saw a lot of systems. I saw a lot of things. I saw a lot of different departments where I had to talk to a lot of different departments to get information, and the same on the legal side. But you don't see how the departments that I'm speaking with actually run and process. And so that was the thing, is learning how to be a business owner. I'm still learning. I'm in a year and a half of my own firm, and learning how to be a business owner has been the biggest challenge. Switching from being an employee to that entrepreneurial mindset and having time management. What is the balance between working in the business and on the business?
Yep.
right? That has been the biggest thing. And then I rushed into it head first. I was ready. I have planned to be a business owner for a while. I got a list of business opportunities and ideas that I had. And so I just jumped in first. I said, you know what? I'm single with no kids. Let's try it. Let's see.
Yep.
And that would be the biggest thing that I would advise someone who is planning to be a business owner. Plan. Plan financially, plan strategically, get your business plan together and how things are going to work out. If best case scenario, what does that look like? Worst case scenario, what do you do? Because being an entrepreneur is a roller coaster ride. There have been some
That it
really
is.
wonderful, there have been some great days, right? Like, you know, that it's like, oh, I'm so
Yep.
excited. Some days you sit back and say, okay, is this really what I want to do?
Talking
It
about
is.
what? Talking about, did I make a mistake?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I tell that to people that are getting out of cosmetology school because I have a background there as well.
Mhm.
Um, when you get out of school, don't go right to no suite because you ain't got no clientele yet. So how about you not do that? And the career development piece of it, we didn't learn that, and I got my license in high school, so we didn't learn that piece. So a lot of that
Mhm.
stuff I learned on my own, even though
Mm.
I went out there and did it, the suite much
Mhm.
later. But still, there's still a lot of business stuff, and that's for any field. We don't
It is.
always know the ins and outs. But that's where community comes in, and getting in certain rooms, and people that are a hell of a lot smarter than you be like, hey, teach me, please, help.
Exactly. Community is so huge. And also, I'm glad that you mentioned not learning about business development in cosmetology. I recently spoke at VXO Beauty Academy teaching all of their classes Business Bootcamp 101. What are the
I love
business basics? And so I'm working to find those industries that they're going to get these certifications and these licenses to be their own business owner. But no
it.
one
Yeah.
is teaching them the basics. So
No,
that's one area I'm really looking for.
at all. So I love to go speak at schools just for that, for that
Mm-hmm.
particular reason. Be like, hey, you go off and get a suite, or brick and mortar, and you're everything. Just know
Everything.
that. Everything. Everything.
Everything.
Everything. Everything. So you mentioned virtual law practice.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a time you didn't hear that.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that. You had to go to, because a person who worked in law firms as well. You got to go and go to the office and talk to the attorney and the paralegal and all of that. Now there's virtual one. I remember when meeting you the first time, I was like, wow, we have really come a long way. Now, do you see that kind of taking over? I say within the next, 5 to 10 years.
It's definitely already started. The smaller practices, smaller boutique firms, um, especially people who have fractional talent all over the country, they're
Yeah.
starting to be remote. It reduces overhead, especially when you're competing for smaller business clients. You're wanting to give them value, of course, but you're competing on overhead. And one of the ways to nick that in the butt is to just not have an office. Because if it's not downtown or uptown or in the fanciest area, when somebody comes to your office, they're going to look at you like, what are you doing here? What's going on? And so I really like it because even if I had an office, I mean, you've seen me in person. I do not dress in the suited and booted. I
Oh,
like
that's
to
me.
be ever. I am business casual, but that's on purpose. That is my brand. When people see me, I don't want them to put that shield up and think, oh, there's lawyer. I'm able to have conversations in the way that most lawyers cannot. And then
Right.
when they get to know me, they'll ask, hey, what do you do? I tell them I'm a lawyer and instant rapport because of that. And I think it's the same with the virtual practice. When you go out for coffee for lunch, you have a casual setting instead of you
Yeah.
feeling like these stuffy white
You ain't
glass.
buttoned up like,
Exactly. Oh,
in your
pardon my
power suit.
pardon.
Nothing wrong with a good power suit. Okay. I
No.
have plenty. Nothing wrong with that. But if you don't have to be in that, all day, every day, I'm
Mhm.
I'm completely okay with that. I almost went to law school age. I was real close. real close. So everything you deal with, I understand all too well. And this nut over here giving us sound effects. Anyway, tell the people, because she is local, y'all, for my Dallas Fort Worth people and Texas people. She is local, but she, as you just heard, she works with you virtually as well. So tell the people how you can be followed and reached.
Yes, please follow me at THE Right Choice Firm everywhere. So tomorrow I'm having a live event at 11:30 a.m. Central. Please hop on and ask me any questions about my journey. If you're a professional wanting to build your own firm and you're wondering what my journey was like, transitioning from accounting to law, if you have business questions, if you have legal questions, come on, please ask me questions. And second, if you guys don't know, next week is Global Entrepreneurship Week. There are so many things going on, including Miss Robbins' event. I am hosting 5 events in the DFW metro. And usually I'm pretty good at keeping an audience when I host, but instead of doing the typical legal seminar where I teach you about business, I'm having it with a twist. The next 5 events are all going to be game shows. So I'm having one from Fair Park to Plano, and so if you're interested and you think that like, hey, I'm doing this business and I'm doing it well, but I probably still some more things that I can learn, grab this link in the bio or on the screen and find the event that works with your schedule.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Asia, for being on tonight. We gotta connect. I'm gonna reach out to you afterwards. We gotta talk.
Let's do it.
I gotta get you in the room. Okay. But thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys got those gems of Asia's. Thank you so much. Continue success. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. You guys give Asia some hand claps in the chat. All right. So we're going from one end of the spectrum to the next. Okay. So we had a whole attorney on. Now we got a dating coach for women. Single ladies, get ready, get ready, get ready. Lena Ehrenberg's story began with getting lost in the south of France and finding herself in the process. That unexpected detour became her awakening the moment she realized she had the power to rewrite her story. Back home, Lena dove into a coaching program centered on relationships that determined to create deeper connections, starting with her own. What began as a journey towards self awareness turned into a calling. Now, a certified life coach, Lena empowers women to date with clarity and confidence, helping them stop settling for nice and start choosing forever. That is a shirt, Lena. Ladies and gents and ladies, Lena Ehrenberg. She's here. She is here, honey. Welcome, Lena.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I am so glad that you're here. I remember it feels like many moons ago when we had our conversation initially, and I was like, dude, she's going to be so good on the show. I can't wait for people to know who she is, because the market right now, dating. Oh God. All right. My joke is it's very ghetto. Okay. Just saying the market. Okay. Anybody that's single in the audience, type it in the chat. Give us your thoughts and prayers. All right. So Lena, I just talked about you. What became an experience for you became your calling. What was that like for you to say, okay, I'm going to go help other people now?
I think that I'll speak for myself, having had a truly transformative experience for myself and then looking around my world and realizing that I didn't just change. Mm-hmm. My world changed.
Yep.
And so how much better can it be than to help other people not only again transform themselves but transform their worlds? That's how we uplift all of humanity, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes. So how long have you been official life coach? How long have we been in the game now?
Oh, it's been a few years.
Yeah.
I was just going to say though, on the topic of uplifting humanity, I want to thank you very much for having me here on World Kindness Day.
It sure is. Yes. Yes. I didn't know that for a couple hours ago. Someone posted. We got a day for everything, don't we? But I
We
love it.
do.
This is a cool one though. It's not,
And this
there's
is a cool one, and it's really hard to sell stuff about this. It's about giving.
yeah.
And that's what I really love about it. And I mean, we're talking about dating, right? And we're talking about people interacting with each other, and what can we use right now in this world, and specifically in dating, if not more kindness?
Yes, kindness. Kindness is free.
It is. It is. And it can be abundant. And that's up
It
to
can
us.
be.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of shirt slogans for you tonight. You're
I
welcome.
love it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to get my press out in the back room, and I'll be
Yes.
like pumping
Be
up.
like, hey,
Awesome.
talking about that Robin. She's helping me out with my merch.
Yeah, I got my merch now. I have more love merch. I love it.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Okay, we'll talk. I want something. Yeah. So I talk about dating, and we are embarking on the holidays. Talk to the person right now that is cringing this time of year because of their singleness.
Well, what I would ask that person truly is, how do you feel about it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you cringing because you truly would like to be in a relationship? Or are you cringing because you're about to spend a lot of time with family members who are going to be, who are going to be in your space and in your face and wanting to know about your relationship status?
Your
Because
safe space. Yeah.
And
That's true though.
and that's where we have to really allow ourselves to take our power.
I love that.
Right? Because that's what it's really about. I'm not putting any numbers on this, Robin. I have never been married in my life.
Okay.
And there was a period of time that was a big thing in my mind. And it seemed like I was attracting that and attracting a lot of questions about that. When I really got myself settled in my mind and understood why I hadn't been married, why I wasn't married then, and understood that truly it is okay that I am on my life journey that is different from someone else's life journey. When I really got true to myself, then it didn't bother me if someone said something to me or asked me a question that is none of their darn business in the first place. And, and it's kind of like, thanks for asking. Why don't you try the yams? I made them special for you.
I love it. Talking about the mac and cheese is good this year.
And mac and cheese is great, though. I can't.
Mac and cheese, please. I love that.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Exactly.
Another question. So disclaimer. I told a few people who was going to be on. They asked the question, who all's going to be on? So when I mentioned you, they were like, we have a few questions. I was like, you can answer my question. Sure. So, next question would be,
I love the build up. This is awesome. I love these sound
oh
effects.
God,
Awesome.
you kind of touched on it with marriage,
Mm-hmm.
but to the woman who has completely given up on love, dating, because I know you've probably seen it within your practice, that if they've been to all the apps, they've been to the speed dating functions or whatever, the singles ministry at church, just mostly women, is more like the women's single ministry. That's a whole nother conversation. Anyway, talk to that person.
Well, again, and not only have I seen it, I've experienced it. I have gone through phases like that myself in my life. And what I did ultimately was I just pulled myself out of any interacting in any of those ways. I went offline. I stopped going to those dances or any of those types of situations.
Uh-huh.
And what I did was over time, really get myself grounded in myself. Now, when you introduced me, which was lovely, thank you very much, you mentioned that I had participated in a coaching program for myself.
Uh-huh.
And there were a lot of women in that program who were in there because they wanted to be married or at least engaged by the end of the year of that program.
Oh,
And
wow.
that was them. And here's me. I went into that program because I wanted to create a better relationship with all of my relationships,
Yes.
my family and my friends and my business relationships and clients and associates. I needed better relationships all the way around. And I knew that in order to have those relationships become strong, I needed to create a better relationship with myself. Because, are you ready? Here's another t-shirt coming.
All right,
The,
come on.
the only relationship we are guaranteed to be in till death do us part is the one we have with ourselves.
Yep.
So if you truly are in a place where you have given up, then allow yourself to be. Allow yourself to not feel like you have to keep trying, because that's all that it is. And really, really enjoy your life as yourself and with yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
But this also doesn't mean that you're never going to have an opportunity to have a relationship. One of the first things that I do with all of my clients is we do a very intensive, like getting into all of the personal stuff. We talk about values, we talk about life goals, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about everything that is going to, be interacting with another person. I want to know everything about this woman, and I want her to be very consciously aware of all of these things for herself and not just think, oh, I really enjoy this. Well, maybe that was something you enjoyed 10 years ago. And right now, maybe not so much, So we get back in touch with ourselves first and foremost. And then when any of my clients starts to date, she is not just putting herself out there in the world, putting herself up on a website or an app or any of those things. Speed dating, I'm a huge proponent of speed dating. If you are in a city that offers speed dating, please do it at least once and then let me know how you enjoyed it. I love it. And so she's not just going out into the world and waiting for men to tell her who she is.
Right.
All of my clients date from themselves. They are themselves.
That is so.
And it is so much, I'm not even going to say it's easier. That when you are fully yourself, that's how you meet the partner who is looking for you.
It takes pressure off of you.
It takes the pressure off of you. You are not trying to be anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the thing. When do we learn about dating? When do we learn about any of this type of relationship? When we're adolescents. Now, as adolescents, what's the one thing we're thinking about? Them over there. What does that person think of me? How do I appear to that person over there? That's what we're keyed to think about, is all those other people. And I mean, you know, as being a woman of, as the French would say, a certain age, we don't have time for that. We do not have the time
21
for
over
that.
there. Stop that.
Yeah.
21 and some change. You stop that. Just
21. Well, I say, you know, find an age you like and stick with it. So I've had a few anniversaries of my 29th birthday.
I love it. I love it. Lena, let everyone know how they can follow you, how they can learn more about Have More Love, about you and all the amazing services that you offer.
Thank you so much. Well, at Have More Love on Instagram and Facebook, and my website, which I know is showing up down there. I'll be doing a lot of spelling. It is LenaEhrenberg.com. And also, the other thing that I want to leave with all of you is that, again, as teenagers, we are led by certain things that we do not need to be led by as adults. And so if you are truly looking for a committed partnership, we need to think of character, not chemistry.
Amen. You just gonna keep coming with these slogans today, shirt slogans.
I got a pile of shirts coming. There's a truck coming tomorrow with a whole lot of shirts.
Where's your machine? Where's your machine, Lena? Well, Lena, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. This was amazing. Lena, I'm gonna have a conference, and Lena gonna come to the conference. So I'm just putting that out there, you know.
Absolutely.
In due time. Thank you so much, and we will be most definitely in contact again soon. This was amazing. Y'all give Lena some hand claps.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you. Give Lena some hand claps in the chat. All right. Well, closing us out, I wanted to do a panel discussion on caregiving. And so I have three amazing ladies, all three different parts of town, three different walks of life, but everything they do is centered around caregiving in some shape, form, or capacity. And so Kesha's going to bring the ladies up. I'm going to do a quick little intro for everybody. And you get to learn more about them, their journeys, and why they do what they do. So first person I want to introduce is Karina Fitch. Karina is the visionary founder of Motherfly, a certified professional midwife and registered nurse who over 3 decades in maternal and newborn care has touched women all over the world. She is a speaker, international speaker, author, and mama of 3. She guides women from exhaustion and overwhelm to a life of vitality, purpose, and radiant wholeness. So Karina Fitch, give her some love in the chat. She has 3 beautiful little big ladies.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Next up to introduce is Kathleen Corpola. She is the elder care expert. I want to make sure, I hope I am saying that correctly. Based in the California area, she is the founder of Living Gold Well Inc. And she is dedicated to transforming the experience of women who are caring for aging parents who don't have aging parents. Through her program, Caregiving from the Middle supports women balancing elder care with their career and their family. Drawing from her own journey of her father, Alzheimer's, dementia, she creates compassionate spaces where women feel seen, heard, and empowered with practical knowledge and strategies. You guys give it up for Kathleen Corpola.
Hi, Robin. Thanks for having me.
Hello, darling. And last but not least, everyone should go stretch as I introduce this person. Okay. Danae Robinette, Yoga with Danae. She is a veteran yoga teacher, global retreat leader, mentor, and caregiver. She has been practicing yoga since 1999. 1999 was a great year. Teaching for over 20 years, blending depth, creativity, and care into every class. Everyone give a hand clap for Danae. Our yogi extraordinaire. Hello, darling. You're on mute. Hi, so good to see you. Okay, so ladies, I brought you three together because everyone does caregiving well within their industry. So I'm going to start with Karina. Karina, what got you to start Motherfly? What made you say, "Hey, I want to start this business. I'm a nurse, and now I want to start this business"?
Yeah, so at that point, I had been practicing as a midwife for 17 years in private practice, doing home birth, and it was the birth of my third daughter that left me to unravel about 3 months postpartum. I completely fell apart. I
Wow.
was at that point the primary caregiver for my family, the primary breadwinner, entrepreneur, and juggling it all. And I went through a very severe postpartum depression and anxiety. And it was during that postpartum journey that I learned about matrescence, which is a word that speaks to the transformation of identity that takes place when women become mothers. And it completely shifted how my understanding of myself and my own experience, as well as my work. And I realized that midwifery, as I had been practicing it, or Amaya told me this in
Mhm.
her arrival, in her disruptorness, that I couldn't, it wasn't sustainable for me to be a midwife in the same way. And I realized that what I really truly love about my work is holding space for that matrescence, that transformation of identity, and that I had actually been doing that all along, like guiding women not just to birth a baby, but to birth the best, most powerful version of themselves. And so I founded Motherfly in devotion to maternal wellness and empowerment, especially because mothers are in crisis in this country in
Absolutely.
so many ways. And so I never wanted any mother to experience what I did.
You talk about postpartum. Postpartum, I remember my son's 16 now. You really didn't hear it being discussed. And so now more people are more open to talking about, hey, I'm dealing with it now, blah, 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 after having a baby. I'm actually, going through postpartum depression. People are actually more open today, I'm noticing, to, share
Yeah. Yeah.
versus it
Well, I
being
mean,
so closed in and not, so discussed.
right. And part of that is that it's become such a massive problem that postpartum, the word postpartum has become synonymous with depression.
Mm,
Because 1 out of 5,
Mm.
it's the number one complication of pregnancy. 1 out of 5 women are experiencing some type of perinatal mood disorder. And it's really, it's not that we're broken, it's that the system is broken. The system doesn't support us. And
mm.
that's what I want to change.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Karina. So Kathleen,
Hey,
flipping
Robin.
to another end of the spectrum, elder care. Elder care, there's so many of us that are, our parents are getting older. or spouse, spouse
Yeah.
might have gotten, sick, whatever. And just you said, I'm going to take my situation and make it into, my calling and into helping others, helping women, that may be dealing with the same. Talk about that process.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for having me. I was, I think like many people sometimes who find themselves in, starting businesses and helping others in our care economy, have a personal story and a personal experience. And mine was that I was a sandwich generation family caregiver for my father, who had Alzheimer's dementia for almost 8 years. And then maybe for your audience who doesn't know, sandwich generation is when you're simultaneously caring for an aging parent and you've got, kids that you're raising as well. And it was really kind of through that whole caregiving journey and experience that I really realized firsthand how little support and resources there are out there for family caregivers. And especially when you're trying to navigate something as serious as a dementia caregiving journey. And that was really the genesis for me, starting my community for women to support them, starting my coaching and consulting practice with a focus on women that are navigating elder care and supporting their parents. We have 63 million family caregivers in this country, and 60% of them are women. In the sandwich generation, it's 70%. And so, we're very much living in a world where, and if you're the eldest daughter, a lot of those caregiving responsibilities fall to you. And so it's really, once again, women that are bearing the brunt of the elder caregiving responsibilities. And that's only going to be increasing with the socioeconomic and demographic changes we have in this country too.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And I was telling someone who I know their caregiver to their mom, no one gives you the handbook. So a lot of that you're just learning, and it changes, day by day, and and all the things.
It's oftentimes
like an instant nurse.
What? It's a role that finds us either
Yes.
suddenly through, crisis or emergency, or gradually over time if we are perhaps in denial about it, or we're not really paying attention to the signs, or not having proactive conversations, with our parents. So it finds us one way or another. And we're woefully unprepared for it. And we sort of, a little bit kind of like becoming a mother, right? You sort of step into this world that you didn't really realize existed, but it's actually happening all around you. It's just that it's not always being talked about nearly enough. And that's why I want to create these spaces and these places and these communities where supporting aging parents and the challenges and the frustrations that come with that can be talked about openly and can really be real about it.
Yeah, judgment-free zone. Yeah, regardless. Same with
That's right.
Karina, same with Danae, with you, the communities you all serve, that people can, you create an experience where people can be, open.
That's right. Can really be real. Yeah.
So Danae, our yoga extraordinaire. So caregiving in your world. Talk about it.
Well, I believe caregiving is an initiation, and also it's a gift. So I am my father's caregiver. He is a 3/4 primary cancer thriver.
Got it.
So 3/4 diagnoses, all different, all primary. Thank goodness, not the M word, which I will not even say out loud. We all know what that means.
Yeah.
And what a delight for me to serve him in that role.
Yes.
To have that time. And yes, there is no handbook given, but we could all write one, right? We could all write one.
Yep.
And I'm also a caregiver with my students, right? I dispense care in that regard, and hopefully share that peace can come from just a connection with breath, a moment of stillness and quiet. We can give ourselves 1 single minute. I often suggest that to the university students that come and take yoga for a class for credit. Not 5 minutes, not 10, 12, 20, something grand like that. You can sit. If you're a mama, we've got 1 minute. It might be in the toilet, bathroom, who knows? But you got a minute. Yep. We deserve the minute. You know, eyes open or closed, whatever makes you feel good and comfortable, and connect with that breath, hand to your heart. That's the piece that I hope people get as I give them yoga. Everybody deserves that.
Absolutely. Well, what you all do, everyone in their respective industries and who you serve, what's been the biggest breakthrough that you all have experienced just in what you do? Anybody can come. As Kesha gives you drum roll.
The belief.
Are we speaking? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Karina.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it was a question. Are we talking about like our own personal transformation or clients or whatever, either or?
Either one. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I'll speak about the first woman, not the first, well, one of the first people that did my Mother Fly program. And she was a mother of 2. She had had her second baby with me, and her baby was diagnosed with cancer 4 months postpartum. So she came to me, her daughter was 2 years old, completely depleted, completely disconnected from herself because she had been completely in service.
Yeah.
And through my work with her, she not only reignited her radiance and her wellness, like her essence, but she realized a dream of founding a nonprofit whose mission is to serve the lives of children with cancer and disabilities and living in impoverished communities.
Wow.
And her story, like, it just to me shows what happens when matrescence is supported. Like, women don't just birth a baby, they birth a new business, they birth a new creative idea, they birth the most powerful version of themselves when they have the support. But without the support, it can feel traumatic.
Yeah, and alone.
Yes.
Like you're by yourself. So
Yeah.
that's great. That's great. Okay.
I would say a breakthrough for me, and I think in working with women, is that I think so many of us can have sort of fear-based or negative sort of narratives and views in our mind about aging, decline, and end of life. And it's a hard reality to face when our parents start moving along the spectrum from independence to dependence, and we are forced to face the reality of their mortality, someone that we love deeply, and in that role transition. And so I think some of the biggest sort of aha and breakthrough moments have been where women start to change and shift the narrative in their mind and how they view the relationship with their parents and their parents' end of life, from one of fear to one of fulfillment, and enjoying the time that they do have remaining, with their parents, and how to really make the most of that time and see it as a place of joy and fulfillment, rather than something to really either be in denial about or to fear. And so that changing narrative is important as you step into facing, decline and end of life.
Mm-hmm. Love that. Janae?
Belief in your capacity, your potential, your possibility. Belief. For my own self as a student, I'm forever a student. I'm a student that also teaches, right? And for the students, that they try something new that's a little bit wild and crazy or strange, and they nail it, and they have that confidence boost and that sense of vast potential that is opened up for them through the asana, through the peace that comes, through the stillness. Creativity can emerge. Lots of great things. Belief. It starts with belief.
Absolutely. Now, as you all do caregiving and you're, within what you do, how do you care for yourself? Because your mind is on caring for that other person, helping that other person, caring for that mom, caring for that elderly parent, caring for that student, caring for dad. How are you all making sure that you are taking care of yourselves, or even taking that moment for yourself in the process?
I have a practice of what I call creating a container. Are we still all here? Because okay,
Yeah.
I didn't see
No,
everybody. Okay.
spotlight's on you, girl.
Okay. So and the container is made up both of self-care and self-compassion. Because what I've discovered through my own journey is that, if we don't have the self-compassion, then the self-care just becomes another stick to beat ourselves up with.
Got it.
And so my practice is that the first hour of my day is mine. It's my journaling, it's my meditation, it's my yoga, whatever it is that I choose to do that day to fill me up. But that's really how I source my energy from in my day, and boundaries, being able to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Having a village. I have an amazing village to support me, and that's also key. Like we have to have that.
Likewise, I just spoke about that. I spoke at a virtual summit this week specifically on that, especially with being a mother. In
Yes.
my case, a single parent, um, being able to have that village along the way makes a difference. Even in
Yes.
those moments where you need to kind of, have that time to yourself, self
Yeah.
care, all the things, but still have that village. And yes, I'm all for a good boundary.
Yeah.
No, no, I
It's to
won't do
say
that.
it takes a yeah, and that's a complete sentence right
Yes.
there. Just no, just no. But yeah, it takes a village to raise a mother, just like it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a mother.
That is so good. That is so good.
Yeah, I agree with the boundary setting. I think that's really important when we can practice setting boundaries for ourselves as well as others and in different contexts. That's part of what helps us manage our time and our energy so that we can have the practices and do the things that sustain us and fulfill our cup so that we can show up well for others. I think that's so important. And the other thing, too, I think a lot about is how do we advocate for ourselves and how do we really reclaim agency so that we, have the beliefs and have the mindset and the narrative in our mind to set those boundaries and reclaim that time and energy for ourselves. Because if we are not investing in ourselves, we can't show up well for the others that we are caring for in our lives. So
Yes.
it's a lot about advocacy and claiming agency in that space.
That is so good. Yes, advocacy. I am all for it. Just not only for yourself, but for others as well. Love that. Danae, you'll close us out. So
I echo all those things. Such smart women on this panel. Yes, no is a complete sentence. Choosing you, making sure it's a hella, which we say in Northern California, hella yes, instead of a hell no, like honoring the no when it actually is a no. Making sure that the rituals, whatever they are, tiny or grand, are consistent. Consistency counts. So catching sunset is super important to me. I'm so close to the ocean. It's such a gift to be there. It doesn't matter if it's a gray, cloudy, rainy day like today. I am there. I was there even before this call. I was so happy to make it time-wise. Taking walks, getting a sweat, whether it is yoga, dance,
sauna.
The journaling is, I'm a big fan of morning pages, 3 pages, first thing, just get your thoughts outside of your head into the page. Doing things that light you up, so important, and knowing that you deserve it, believing that you deserve it, because you give so much to others, you need to pour back into you again and again, over and over.
I want to Thank you, ladies, for being on tonight, for shedding light on what you're currently dealing with or have dealt with and still going through within your businesses, family life, all the things. And so thank you guys for your vulnerability today. And you guys, just what you're talking about tonight is helping someone. And so thank you all so much. And thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's episode of the Mamapreneur podcast. I hope that you guys got tons of gems from these amazing ladies. And we will be back into it. Well, we'll be back in December. See you guys then. Have a good night.